This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television. Now, from the television studios of Canton High School.
I'm your host, Connor Moran, and today on our show we have Mr. Erickson, who is the soccer boys coach and athletic director, who today will be talking about being the coach for soccer. What first got you interested into soccer?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Connor. Appreciate being here. I always like talking about all things sports, particularly Canton High School. And, when you bring up soccer, it's something that's near and dear to my heart. So I've been the soccer coach here for, I think it's 31 years or something like that. And I've enjoyed every single year. We've had ups and downs, but it's been a great journey. And I'm just happy that you have me here today to talk to you a little bit about it.
Nice. You also played soccer here for Canton. And can you tell us about your experience playing high school soccer here as well?
I did. I graduated in 1989, and I played on the varsity team my sophomore year through my senior year. I played for George Giannalutis, who was a great coach. I played with my brother, which was a blast. He was an exceptional player. He's still the leading scorer. Andy Erickson is the leading scorer in Canton High School soccer history.
Oh, wow.
Going a little bit further back, Connor, there was no organized soccer in Canton when I was a little kid. So my dad, who grew up in New Jersey and played a lot of soccer growing up and moved to Canton, started Canton Youth Soccer for me. So there was no Canton Youth Soccer until my dad, Jeff Erickson, started it in the late 70s when I was like 7 or 8. I fell in love with it. It's like I said, it's been a huge part of my life ever since.
It's nice. Who was your favorite soccer players growing up and why?
It was so different back then, Connor. Like soccer was never on TV. We had no internet, so we got very, very little soccer. Like I remember being a kid when the World Cup was on, and it was just the World Cup final, and it was like a really big deal for us. So we didn't really have any exposure to any soccer players. We knew like Pele, we knew Maradona, but growing up in Massachusetts in the 70s and 80s, like we didn't have any exposure to it. So I watch my kids now, and they could rattle off hundreds of soccer players professionally, and they see them all the time on YouTube, etc. And they can watch the EPL games all the time. It's just a very different world. So I didn't really have a favorite soccer player because we really didn't know them. Oh
yeah, that's a good point. Tell us about your journey becoming a soccer coach.
I went to St. Anselm College after Canton High, and I played there for 2 seasons. I got injured my second season, and then for a variety of reasons, I ended up transferring to Stonehill College, which is in Easton. Once I got there, my high school coach called me and said, "Hey, I heard you're out for the season with an ankle injury. I'm looking for a JV coach. Would you come back?" Because I was commuting to Stonehill. So he said, "Will you come back and coach the JV team?" And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm hurt. I have no desire really to be a coach, but I'll give it a shot. And then like after 1 season coaching the JV team, I just thought it was the best thing ever. I changed my major. I was a business major, but I changed it to a history major because I wanted to teach. I said, I'm going to be a teacher coach. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what I ended up doing. After a year more, I did 2 years at JV. Coach Giannalutis moved on, and I became the varsity coach. And that was, I think, 1993. And that's kind of how I got into coaching. I was a social studies teacher for many years and became the social studies department head here for a couple years. I used to coach tennis as well. So that's kind of my journey in coaching. I became the AD in 2004, I think. And then really kind of started to shift my focus to the art of coaching and more about the trying to master more about what coaching's all about.
Wow. You've been coaching for a long time here, and could you tell us about your coaching style?
That's probably something that would be better answered by the kids who have played for me. And I think that you'd get a variety of answers. I can tell you for sure that in the first decade or so of coaching here, I definitely coached how I was coached myself as a kid and how I saw coaching on TV, etc., in other sports. So there was a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of consequences, a lot of sprints when things didn't go well. A lot of what I would call right now really kind of old school coaching, and I was very much part of that old school. I think over the years, and as things have moved on, and kids have changed, and society has changed, and we all deal with a very different set of circumstances than we did 20 years ago. It becomes more important to kind of deal a little bit more with the why we're out here than with the, hey, you're going to do it my way. So, yeah, that growth certainly took place. I love coaching. I love talking about coaching. I listen to podcasts constantly about coaching. I try to add things to my repertoire all the time. I try to share things with the other coaches at Canton High School of all the sports. It's just an awesome profession to be able to collectively have a team that's got a goal together and to go out there and try to achieve it together and work hard and sacrifice to do so. It's about as cool as it gets to me.
Yeah. What was your favorite moment while coaching soccer?
Yeah, favorite moment. I'll be honest, I don't have a moment. There wasn't this second that made me say that this is the best thing ever. I mean, honestly, some of my fondest memories come in some poor seasons, when the record wasn't what we wanted it to be. I have plenty of wonderful memories from those years. We've struggled the last couple years, and I've had wonderful memories and wonderful experiences both of those years. But I think any coach, if they were hooked up to a lie detector test, Connor, would tell you that some of the best memories happen in those years that you're really successful.
Yeah.
And it's not all about the winning by any stretch of the imagination, but sport, by definition, sport, you're going out to try to win. That's your goal. The process is what matters, but the goal is to be successful. So in those years when everything goes right and the process is great and the product follows through, because it doesn't always, I mean, those years are special. We've had several of them. I've been really fortunate as a coach. We've had great kids come through Canton High, great soccer players, mostly because of great youth soccer coaches over the years who hand them off to us. But yeah, I don't have a moment. I mean, the semifinal 3 years ago of the state tournament, when we were a Cinderella team that made it through to that game and won it in penalties with a ton of Canton High kids there, was the most recent lot of fun memory.
Yeah. What advice would you offer a freshman who wants to play soccer in high school?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes for any sport. I think the message is pretty clear. Like I at our banquet for the boys soccer team this year, we talked a lot about this. I think the reoccurring message was that your goals in anything, and in this case we're talking about soccer, but your goals have to be matched by your work ethic. Goal setting is important. I want to be X, I want to make this team, I want to score this many goals. That's all important to the process. But if you're not willing to put in the work to match that goal, it will never happen. And putting in the work is wicked hard. To sacrifice your time, to sacrifice how your body feels, to sacrifice so many things. there are student athletes in this room right now filming us, and a bunch of them, and I watch them in the off season, work in the weight room, work hard, work at various different parts of their own game, down at the track, down at the turf. If you're not willing to put that in, you're not going to achieve your goals. It's simple. Too often we have people that want the win, want the success, and want that feeling, which is awesome, but you can't do it unless you put the work in. I also think the more you care about something, the more likely it is that you're going to achieve it. Mm-hmm. And to really care about something, you have to put time into it. And as you put time into it, it makes you care about it more. So it's like this circle that really helps you. So you want to care, you want to work, you want to sacrifice, you want to put your time in. And you asked how a freshman trying to make a soccer team would approach things. That would be my advice, but it would also be my advice for any student athlete in any sport or in any classroom or in anywhere else in life.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool, Connor, about sports and educational athletics is like the things we learn from them are so transferable to the rest of our lives.
Mm-hmm. From your experience coaching, would you say which is more important, teamwork or individual talent?
That's a tough question. I coach because of the team. I derive great satisfaction from being a member of a team. Mm-hmm. It's incredibly fulfilling. Like I'm a part of our team. I have a role on our team, and every single kid is a part of the team and has a role on our team. So team is incredibly important, and I'm way more likely to tell you that team is what gives me the satisfaction of being a part of it. Mm-hmm. I think it's naive and a little silly to say that if you don't have individual talent, that you're going to succeed at a high level. I think that because you have talent doesn't mean you're going to succeed either. Mm-hmm. I think you need a strong team. I think you need to build a culture of strength and support, and I think that's important.
Nice. What do you do to prepare your team for games?
Most of the preparation has to take place. So soccer's a fall sport. Most of the preparation has to take place through the winter, spring, and summer. Mm-hmm. As coaches, we kind of know what the deal is once we get to September. That goes for all fall sports. You kind of know what the deal is. You've looked at them for a week or two, and okay, this is the level they put in, and now like kind of where your ceiling is and what you're going to go shoot for. So yeah, that's the overall off-season work, and then every day you gotta worry about your nutrition. You have to worry about your sleep. Kids definitely don't worry about their sleep anywhere near as much as they should. It's like the untapped bit of success that people could do. That they're willing to go to the gym, they're willing to go run, and they're willing to get on a ball. But when it comes to sleep, no, I got to go to bed at 12:30 at night and wake up at 6:30 for school. That takes everything else you did out of the equation and really limits the effectiveness. So they got to sleep, they got to eat well, and you got to kind of sacrifice for the greater good of a team, and all that's how you prepare for a game.
Yeah. How do you keep your team motivated to play after losses and defeats?
It's the hardest thing. People ask all the time, what's the greatest lessons that sports teach? And there's a ton of great lessons, teamwork, all that kind of stuff. But to me, it's how you handle setback. Mm-hmm. How you handle, things not going your way. I don't quite. What was the question?
How do you keep your team motivated to play?
Yeah. So during those moments, that's really where the rubber meets the road. Like, how are you going to react? Responding versus reacting. Okay. Those are all important parts of what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. How do you deal with upset players or parents about their time or what team they made?
Yeah, it's what we do is very difficult. I don't know any coaches out there that are trying to do anything other than try to put the best team out there to play at every minute and try to balance that with making sure everyone's involved and feeling like an important part of a team. It doesn't always happen. It's always a challenge. I think coaches are constantly trying to do the best they can with that. So yeah, it's emotional. When you put a lot of work in and you don't get the playing time, that's something that is a difficult thing to have to deal with. It's something, unfortunately, that sports, I think, helps kids grow because someday they're going to be disappointed about something else.
Yeah. Would you say that's the hardest part about your job, or no?
I mean, there's a lot of hard parts about coaching, and I'm not complaining about it. I think it's amazing. I hope I've expressed that. But certainly knowing that kids feel like they haven't gotten what they deserve is something that, does keep coaches up at night.
And lastly, what do you look for in a soccer player?
I mean, to me, a great teammate is first. Being a great teammate is what you want all your players to be. And beyond that, I mean, you need great soccer players who can take a ball out of the air or take it out of the ground and keep it moving to the next place really quickly. If you got both things, you're going to have a successful soccer team.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Erickson, for your time here today telling us about your experience as a coach. And for Canton Community Television, thanks for watching. I'm Connor Moran.
Thank you, Connor.
No problem.
Our crew for today is Connor Moran, Aiden Martinetti, Glenn Makarov, Larissa Sindor, Jaisha Madri, Elizabeth Tavares, Luke Richards, Sam Siegel, Marcus Sergani, Donovan O'Connor, and me, your announcer, TJ Porter.
You're watching Canton Community Television with the Student Station.
This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television, now from the television studios of Canton High School.
Welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm your host, Asher Hunt. Today on the Dog Pound, we have with us Tyler Pappas, who will talk about his soccer career. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Asher.
Of course. So, what made you decide to get into soccer in the first place? Why not any other sport? Please explain.
It's the first sport I played, and I just really liked it. It was fun.
Okay, when did you, start playing?
I started playing when I was, 4 years old.
4 years old? Okay, and where did you start playing?
The Canton Public Soccer at the GMS.
Okay, did your, parents kind of get you into that, or?
Yeah, they just signed me up, and I played.
Okay. Have you ever found yourself in a spot in your soccer career where you had to make a difficult decision or choice? And please explain.
Yeah, what club I wanted to play for, and if I wanted to play for another one after I stopped playing Bolts.
Oh, you play Bolts?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the only club you play for, or have you played for other clubs?
That's the only club I played for in my life.
Okay. What are two differences between Canton soccer, or town soccer, and club soccer? Please compare and contrast the two.
Just how serious they are. Club soccer is way more serious than town soccer.
It's at a whole different level?
Yeah.
And you guys do compete more, right?
Yeah, we have tournaments every 3 weeks.
Tournaments? Okay. And where are those located at?
Around Massachusetts.
Just around?
Yeah.
Are they on turf or on the grass?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
Turf, grass.
Okay, and so you said that Bolts was a high level of intensity. What is that kind of like? Is that what's the atmosphere like with that?
Nah. It's just you have to try out. It's really hard.
You have to try out. Okay,
Yeah.
and how are the teammates on different levels? Are they more friendly, or are they more serious, competitively?
They're more serious. Definitely more serious.
More serious?
Yeah.
They're in it to win it?
What?
In it to win it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What made you want to become a soccer player?
I just really liked the sport. It was fun.
You didn't have, is that like your whole, is that just like your inspiration?
Yeah.
Or is it like, did your parents get you involved in it at all?
No, I kind of did.
Your parents play?
Like, I wanted to play club.
You wanted to play club?
Yeah.
And it was just kind of one of those things that you just like started from a young age?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you play for any other soccer teams before Canton High School, either town or club?
Yeah.
Just explain.
I started playing club soccer when I was 4 years old.
So just right around the same time that you started playing?
Yeah.
And that was when you played Bolts?
Yep. I
How-
played it all the way until last year.
Last year? Okay. And how long did you play Bolts for? Like,
Probably almost 10 years.
oh wow. So you were around have you quit?
Yeah.
You quit? Okay.
I
so
did
you were
last
around-
year.
Okay, so you were around 14.
Yeah.
Okay. Please describe what it's like to train as a Canton High School player.
It's challenging.
Challenging. Do you like train every day?
Yeah. Basically every day.
Every day? And as those like where are those practices?
At the field right below, or the turf, the Canton High School turf.
What kind of like drills do you do in those?
We run, we do passing drills, shooting drills, everything.
You said you run a lot. Is your stamina really good?
Yeah.
Do you run like outside of school?
Yeah.
Or,
I
okay.
do.
Please tell us what your motivations are, one for playing, and two for like continuing to play. Like what motivates you to keep playing?
I don't know. I
Just
just really like soccer.
All the friendships, you have a lot of friends playing?
Yeah.
Have you you made a lot of friendships like inside just because you're like on the team, you made a lot of friendships?
Yes.
Yeah. And is there anything else that like motivates you, like your parents? Do they come to your games a lot? Like stuff
Yeah.
like that?
All of
Nice.
them.
Do any of your friends come to your games or stuff like that? That like don't play on the team?
Yeah.
They do. Do you practice a lot on your own, kind of like outside of the scheduled practices, like of school?
Yeah.
You do?
I practice down at like the JFK whenever I can, because I live right by there.
Okay. Like what do you like focus on when you practice?
Everything I feel like I need to work on that day: shooting, passing, dribbling.
So those
defending.
kinds of, just like drills based on that.
Yeah.
And like, do you create these drills yourself, or like you just set up a bunch of cones? You just like
Yeah, I just set up a bunch of cones and figure out what works.
you find drills online that you do
Sometimes.
sometimes. Why did you choose to play for Canton? Explain.
Because it's a really good program.
It's a really good program.
Yeah.
How have you liked it so far? You like it a lot?
Yes, I do.
And do you like intend to continue playing for Canton?
Yeah.
Do you think you going back to kind of what you said earlier about playing for club, do you think you ever will go back to playing for club?
Probably not.
Probably not. Why not?
I don't know, because I want to play other sports in the spring.
What kind of sports do you think you're like kind of extending to?
I don't know yet.
I know you talked a bit earlier about your like interest in like lacrosse. Are you planning on trying out for lacrosse in the spring?
Probably not.
Probably not. Why do you think that soccer is the most popular sport in the world? Explain.
Because a lot of people, it's fun. A lot of people play it.
You think it's like very like easily accessible?
Yeah.
It doesn't require a lot, does it?
No.
Just just a ball and kind
Yeah.
of a field in an open area.
Yep.
If you could go back in time and possibly stop yourself from playing or starting to play, would you?
No.
Why not?
Because I like soccer.
Do you, like, how much do you play? Like, how long have you played soccer? You're still playing soccer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you've been playing since you were
4.
4, so.
Yeah.
How long is that? That's about
10 years.
10 years? Dang, so you've been playing soccer for a while. What's some of like the craziest things that you've like kind of experienced? Like you know, experience-wise, like what are the craziest things you think?
When we went undefeated in town soccer, that was fun.
You went undefeated? What year
Yeah.
was that?
I think 2 or 3 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago? Do you remember like what kind of like grade level was that at?
6 or 7.
Okay. So 6th or 7th grade. How was the team like back then? Were you on A team, or was there even A team back then? B team?
I don't really remember.
Like A, B?
Yeah, there was A, B. I think.
Okay. Were you on A team?
I think it was B team that year.
You were on B team that year?
Yeah.
And how'd you like that?
It was fun.
Have you played up to A team?
Yeah.
Okay. And like what do you think are the differences between like the A and B team?
The A team was just a little bit more serious.
The A team's more serious? Okay. And kind of going back to earlier, like what do you think like Canton youth soccer versus like Canton high school soccer like levels up? How do you think, like in your opinion, like the difficulty is definitely there, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, what do you think is so like what do you think increases the difficulty?
Just the seriousness of it.
Seriousness, and like everyone's just getting like stronger and stuff.
Yeah.
And like there's more advanced like plays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everyone's skills are getting better. And so what position do you play in soccer?
Defense.
Defense?
And
What?
midfield.
Defense and midfield? Where on the defense and midfield?
Center back.
Center back?
And center midfield.
Center midfield? Okay. Why would you choose those? Were they like chosen for you, or have you kind of like?
That's just what I've been playing for like a lot of years.
So you've been playing those positions most of your life?
Yeah.
Okay, and how do you like those?
They're fun.
They're fun. Would you rather play that than like offense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you play the same positions in club, or did you kind of switch it up in club?
I played the same positions in club.
You played the same positions in club? Okay. So going back to earlier, when you were kind of talking about, playing for Bolts. How long did you say you played for Bolts again?
10 years.
10 years? Okay. That's a long time, man. So what are your plans for the future regarding playing soccer? And like please elaborate.
Just to practice more and get on varsity.
You want to try to get on varsity?
Yeah.
That's like a personal goal of yours?
Yep.
Are you planning on practicing like a lot over the off season?
What? Wait, what'd you say? Sorry.
Are you planning on practicing a lot over the off season?
Yeah, a lot. As much as I can.
Are you gonna kind of practice the same way you did like last year?
Yeah, probably more.
Probably more. Would you kind of like just like go into the turf and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, and varsity. What do you think like that? What do you think it requires to like move up to that level? Kind of like playing.
To practice a lot, have good skills.
And I know varsity practices like 6 days a week, kind of.
Yeah.
You think you're ready for that?
Yeah.
And you're ready to like make that step up?
Yes.
Okay. do you have any other plans for soccer? Like, are you planning on playing all throughout high school?
Yeah, all throughout high school.
All
Plan to
throughout
play.
high school? Do you think you're gonna make varsity next year, or are you trying to shoot for it like on your junior year?
I'm trying to make varsity next year, but whatever happens.
Whatever happens, happens. All right. And are you trying to play like soccer in college?
Maybe.
College, maybe. If you were to play soccer in college, would you try to go like D1 or like D2?
Yeah.
You would? Do you have like a college in mind that you possibly want to play for?
No.
Would you ever try to like go pro?
I don't know.
It's too far ahead.
Yeah.
To think.
Way too far ahead.
Like kind of, like why not? Do you have like other sports in mind that you'd rather do?
No.
Are you planning on like expanding like the kind of sports you play other than soccer throughout your time at this high school?
Maybe.
Maybe. And kind of going back to earlier, this is going back like way earlier, kind of still like inspiration or like motivation. Is the motivation helping keeping you like playing soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what kind of motivation, like wise? Do you think the motivation will like stay the same? Like at this point, is it just like you just played too long to like give up kind of thing?
Oh, not really.
Not really? Are you just like still playing to like keep up with like all the friends and stuff like that?
No.
Is it just like personal interest?
Yeah.
Personal interest in like the sport?
Yep.
Nice. And like about like the soccer history and the soccer culture, like what do you appreciate about that?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right. Well, do you have like a favorite team or a favorite player?
Not really. I don't really watch a lot of soccer.
You don't watch a lot of soccer?
No.
You like do you have an opinion on like Messi, like the Messi and Ronaldo debate?
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, Messi's probably better.
You think Messi's better?
Yeah.
Why do you think Messi's better?
He's just a better player.
You think he's just a better player?
Yeah.
Overall? What do you think defines him as being like a better player?
His skills.
His skills.
Yeah.
Unmatched versus like Ronaldo?
Yeah.
And what do you think about like all these like new players coming into like the professional soccer, like the Yamal kid? I think.
He's good.
Yamal.
He's really good.
He's only like 16, right?
I think so.
Would you ever, if you were like 16 and that good, would you ever try to do something like that?
Probably.
Probably, you think?
Yeah.
Cause you're already pro at that point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how often outside of school, like during the summer, do you like practice?
As much as I can.
As much as you can.
Probably
Do you go
5
every
or 6
day?
days a week.
5, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. Do you have like a personal trainer or
Yeah.
like someone to work on like fitness?
Yeah.
Do someone like work on skills with you, or is that kind of just like all on your own?
The personal trainer works on skills.
Personal trainer works on skills and fitness.
Yeah.
So he's like a dedicated like personal soccer coach.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tyler, for teaching us a bit about your soccer career and giving us a bit of insight about how you view the game. For Canton Community Television, I'm Asher Hung. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Asher.
Of course.
Our Period D crew today is Dan Albert, Marcos Barbosa, Nala, Danny Ferreira, John Flood, Connor Gagan, Nolan Gillis, Emma, Tommy Rose, Mike Sullivan, Devin Townsend, Nick Turano, Leo, and Adrian Welch. I'm Tommy Cardi. Thanks for watching.
Turn on the lights. The student station.